Peter, our new Scottish property review is very positive about the Edinburgh office market. Is that your experience on the ground?
Yes, it certainly is. I think 2017 is an exceptional year. I think if it continues the way it is, we'll exceed probably 1 million square feet of take-up. I think that's on the back of a very strong 2016 performance. Essentially in the last quarter we had people like Ernst & Young concluding at Atria, which took about 32,000 square feet. And also the growth and continued expansion of the TMT sector with Zonal and ST Microelectronics taking space at Tanfield. 2017 will probably be remembered for the year of the pre-lets. There are a number of high-profile transactions that have been undertaken, most notably the GPU, who took 180,000 square feet at New Waverley. Not only have they pre-let, but pre-sold to LNG, which again is a pretty fantastic piece of real estate business.
Is that pre-letting activity, is that because companies are not seeing the speculative space coming through? Are the buildings not available for them?
Yeah, I think a lot of these companies are now looking at the development pipeline and securing the best space they can for their particular requirement. There hasn't been very many construction starts, as we know, in the market, and I think people are trying to secure the best space they can for the growth of their business. Edinburgh has suffered from the lack of construction site starts, basically. There are actually only 3 now on site, of which only 1 will be deliverable in 2018, which is GSS's development at 2 Semple Street, which will only provide 35,000 square feet.
So once again, there's a development lag there between occupational demand and new buildings?
Absolutely, and unlike Glasgow, where there's enough refurbishment opportunities, Edinburgh has actually undertaken a lot of these refurbishments, and a lot of that space has actually been taken up, such as 1 Lochran Square, which is just completed, and C-Trip, which is probably best known as Skyscanner, have taken about 12,000 square feet, and Regis will probably take about 40,000 square feet in that development under their new spaces concept.
In the Glasgow office market, there's also been activity in terms of letting and pre-letting from the public sector. Is that a market that's also running short of supply?
Yes, I think Glasgow is also suffering like Edinburgh in terms of actual construction starts. There's 2 major projects on site within the Central Business District, but Glasgow has a number of refurbishment opportunities which will offer space basically for Grade A occupiers. So Mark, the TMT sector, in particular fintech, is topical news, and the different ways of actually occupation. Certainly on the ground, I see still the strong performance from financial services and professional services in Edinburgh. What's your view on the market?
I think it's a bit of both, Peter. I think it's perhaps wrong to characterise it as financial and business services or fintech or technology, media and telecommunications. I think it's more of an ecosystem in Edinburgh. It's a very well educated city. It's got a strong business dynamic, public and private sector, very strong universities. So I think we'll continue to see evolution in those sectors, and Edinburgh being a successful location.
And how do you think that developers should react to that side of the market as well?
I think developers have got an interesting set of choices there. Some of the fintech and TMT companies will go to ultra-modern and Grade A top pitch accommodation. Others will go to defurbished, and in some cases completely unrefurbished accommodation. So there's a mix of space required for different types of occupier. So that's been a very strong performance obviously in 2017. What's your thoughts in 2018?
2017 is not over yet. So we are looking at a number of transactions currently in legal hands. There are a number, and particularly in Edinburgh, a number of legal firms still looking to secure space, Pinsent Mason and Brodie's, for example. So there will certainly be pressure on the new speculative developments that are coming through. If they're taken up, yes, then we're going to have a shortage again, and we need the speculative developers to come out, such as Haymarket perhaps starting on site, Vastant bringing forward their proposal at Fountain Bridge, and India Quay as well. So hoping that a number of these site starts will piggyback on the back of the upturn in demand.